There's one sport that completely redefines what it means to be an athlete. It has the brutality of boxing, the coordination required for basketball, and a skill ceiling higher than Valorant. I am, of course, talking about water polo. That's right, big, wet men fighting over a yellow ball. But how did this happen? What makes water polo so hard? And why does nobody know about it? And why does every water polo player hate themselves? You know, like any good story, we gotta start at the beginning. Water polo as a concept began in England around 1850 when two guys were talking and one of them said, "Hey, I like dudes playing with wet balls." And the other one said, "We can make a sport out of that." But to be honest, no one really knows because the sport was so lame at the time, it started off as people playing rugby in rivers and shallow lakes. That was until 1877 when William Wilson made the first set of real rules for water polo.
WW. I mean, who you figure that is, yeah?
For about a decade, several matches were played in and around England, and that's where the main fundamentals of water polo continued to develop. It also began to spread to surrounding countries in Europe, such as Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, and Hungary. A Hungarian coach literally invented passing in water polo. You see how they pass the ball in the air like that? That didn't start until 1928. That's like more than 100 years or something. A Hungarian coach literally said, just pass the ball in the air, duh. And then boom, Hungary went to go win like a lot of Olympic medals. Like, what? The sport spread in the US as well, with teams forming in Rhode Island and New York. Many more changes were made through the 20th century as the sport began to get more and more popular in the Olympics. Current Olympic procedures for water polo include 12 rostered players, with 7 players from each team being in the water at once. There's a goalie on each team and 6 field players, all harassing each other for this yellow ball. Gameplay is simple, just put the ball in the goal to score a point, and team with the high score at the end of the 4 quarters wins. Bogdan, this sport doesn't really sound hard at all. Like, it literally just sounds like, did I mention the pool is 7 feet deep and you're not allowed to touch the bottom? And that the entire time you're playing, you're wrestling, kicking, beating, and fucking the other players. Okay, maybe not the last one, but water polo is incredibly demanding when it comes to physical effort. Just to pass the ball, you have to beat up your defender, elevate yourself to your waist using nothing but your legs, throw the ball at Mach 2 to your teammate who has hopefully also beaten up their defender. Like, it sounds simple, right? Like, oh, maybe it doesn't sound simple. I don't even care. Shooting is as difficult, if not harder than passing, especially because there are often defenders blocking off several parts of the goal for you, and you have to shoot the ball at Mach 5, otherwise it won't get past the goalie, and then you're gonna cry, and then you get kicked off the team, and you get really sad, and then you get no money, no bitches, no car, because you missed that one goal. Anyways, this process of wrestling, swimming, and thinking quickly and precisely several times a game, I mean, even that sentence was hard for me to say. And if that's just talking about like water polo in general, imagine the enormous amount of effort and conditioning it takes to be good, to be like Olympic level. I am just realizing I haven't even talked about the main gameplay yet. So let's just look at the men's 2020 Olympic finals, because I mean, they are literally the best players at the sport. Serbian guy 1, Serbian guy 2, Serbian guy 3, Serbian guy 4, Serbian guy 5, and then you got Greek guy 1, Greek guy 2, Greek guy 3, Greek guy 4, Greek guy 5. All water polo games and quarters start with the player sprinting for the ball, and well, the first team to get to the ball gets the first possession. And right away, you can see the Serbian team trying to get the ball to the side of the center. The center in water polo is the closest player to the goal offensively, and their job is to move the ball quickly, whether it's taking a shot from 2 meters or passing the ball back out to an open outside shooter. It's very tiring to play because of all the wrestling you'll be doing, but it's very rewarding with all the scoring opportunities you'll get. The Serbs managed to get the ball to him, but he couldn't quite grab it.
Please help me.
Now it's Greece's turn to try and score. And right here, Greece gets a major foul call. Fouls in water polo are very convoluted and very dependent on the ref, but major fouls come with a 20-second kick out from the game, and if you get 3 of them, you're done for the whole game. The ref here called it because his hands were down while he was underwater. This means Greece has an advantage most commonly referred to as a 6-on-5. The best way to score during a 6-on-5? Get the ball to the open guy. It's so easy. It's so simple. Like, why can't my teammates? Greece does a wonderful job here of making the overpass to the side where the goalie isn't, and Dimitrios Skoumpakis shoots just like any high school coach would want him to. He gets up big, he fakes near side, and he shoots cross cage. And that's pretty much the gameplay loop. Just try to get the ball to the center. If the defense is doing a good job of keeping the center covered, punish them with an outside shot, and goalies just block the ball. If it's so hard, why does no one know about it? Why does no one care about it? Why is it a lame? I mean, sure, it has its spotlight at the Olympics, a European tournament or something, but it's not like football where you can just drive down to your park and start playing. And that's the problem. it's just not accessible. I mean, think about it. Unless there's a designated place with a pool set up, it's hard to play water polo. It's popular in Europe and the surrounding area because that's where it started. And when it has to compete with much more available and popular sports like football, basketball, and soccer, it really doesn't stand a chance. Why does every water polo player hate themselves? Is it waking up at 5:30 for practice each morning? Is it losing every game by 1 because your teammate had a temper tantrum? Is it the complete exhaustion you feel after playing 4 games a day, only to wake up the next day and do it all over again? No. Water polo players don't hate themselves because of water polo. They hate themselves to be the best. No one would be insane enough to play this miserable sport and master it unless they wanted to punish themselves. Unless they wanted to prove to themselves and everyone else that they're capable of something difficult. Capable of showing and telling people that they play the world's hardest sport that no one knows about.
Look at this. He throws it up. Look at that elite ball placement. That's elite ball. That's elite ball placement.
Water polo truly is the sport of all time. It's given me so many memories I can fondly look back on, and a whole new group of friends I can pretty much call my family. And for that, I'm gonna have to give water polo 9 Serbian men out of 10 elite ball placements. Thanks for watching.